Hi guys, how are you people doing? Welcome to yet another episode in this series where we talk about running loops and stems live and how to make them work for you. In this episode, we're going to be looking at software, and more so we're going to be looking at Ableton Live, the DAW that we use to run stems. A digital audio workstation, or in short a DAW, is a software that is used for music production, audio processing, etc. It just comes from the name, digital audio workstation. So it's mainly digital. It's not analog like those systems where you have physical knobs and everything. So everything just happens inside the computer. So Ableton is a DAW that is used for music production, mixing, mastering, and running loops and stems live. So in this episode, we're going to break this episode into many episodes, as we cannot unpack everything in this software in one video. So in this mini episode, we are going to be looking at the overview of the software, and hopefully by the time we are done with this episode, we're going to know how to navigate through this software. So when you open your Ableton live set, the default live set that is going to be loaded is this. So you're going to be having 2 MIDI tracks, 2 audio tracks, 1 reverb send, 1 delay send, and 1 master channel. So for the sake of this series, we're going to delete the MIDI. It's going to expand that. We're going to delete the reverb and the delay and expand that. So basically this is what I'd use. Just 2 audio tracks, master. Yes, one important tool for someone who is new to this software is the bottom left corner has this arrow, and it will toggle the info view. So anytime you put your cursor on something, it's going to tell you what's going on. So like for this one, it's saying it's the track volume. For this one, it's saying it's the stop button. For this one, it's saying the MIDI arrangement over dub, etc. So it's really good for exploring the software. We're not going to go over everything in Ableton Live because, as I said, this software is used for audio processing as well. It's used for music production, so it has all those tools that are not relevant to this series, but you can look at them at your own time. At the very top, we have these 3 black buttons. This one is a play button, this one is a stop button, and this is a record button. When you go to the top left, we have this tap button, where you simply just tap the tempo. We have the tempo. This is the global tempo. We are going to be looking at the local tempo later on. This is a global tempo. This is a global time signature. This is a metronome, and this is a quantization menu. So we're going to be looking at some of this in depth later. When we come down here, we have 2 audio tracks. They are pretty the same. Everything is just duplicated. So these are stop buttons, but when we place a clip here, a clip can be any audio file that you've placed there, be it your loop, be it your stem, be it your anything. It will be replaced by a play button. So here we have a stop button. It's kind of different from this because this one is just for the clip that's playing. This one stops everything that is playing here, and maybe as of now you cannot play 2 clips like this, but when we reach at that point where we'll be grouping tracks, you'll see the significance of this button. We're going to skip the audio from and go to the audio to. So this is where we are going to be routing our tracks. Are they going to the master? Are they going externally out? etc. We have a fader. This is the volume for the track. For the audio track, we have a track panning. we have this one to activate or deactivate this channel, or also to mute. This one is for soloing. Yeah, pretty much the same on the second audio track. We go to the master, and when we come to the master, there's nothing we are placing on these. There's no clips. We will not be placing any clips here. So what happens is we have scenes. So we have clips on this side, and then on this side we have scenes. So one scene can have multiple clips. For example, I can be running 2 loops here, and they will all be launched by this scene. And this scene also has a tempo, and this tempo also controls this global tempo. It has a time signature as well. So you can have as many scenes as your live set requires. We have this global stop button, more like this one, but this one activates all the stop buttons. So for example, if you had 2 loops playing here, if you want to stop them all, because when you use this one, it's going to stop everything, including the click. So there are instances where you want the click to continue playing, but you don't want any loop playing in the background. So this one will come in handy. We're going to be looking at this later. You have the cue out. This is generally where you're going to route the metronome. You have the master out. This is where you're going to be routing your tracks. And then we have this fader, the master fader. This is the master volume. We have the master panning, and we have the click volume. So the last thing we're going to be looking at in this overview is this menu under the file, and we have these 2 options. We have the new live set option, where you can create a new live set. You can open a live set that you have created before. You can open a recent set. You can save a live set. You can save a live set as. So maybe you have already saved it, but you want to save it under another name, but you want to retain the previous file. You can save a copy as well. So maybe you want to have several backups of Ableton in itself. It saves backups for you. So in case something went wrong, you can go to the backups folder and you can find a version that doesn't have an issue. But you can also save your own copies using this option. So collect all and save. What it does, as I said in the previous video, I have most of my tracks and stems in my hard drive. So when I have saved these live sets, maybe I've saved it in my documents folder, I want all my loops, I want all my resources in one folder, so I don't have to plug in my hard drive so that I access them from my hard drive. I just want them in my laptop. So I will collect them all, and then they will be placed in the folder where this live set has been saved. You can also save live set as templates. Maybe you have reached a point where, for example, if I want to save this as a template, I can save it. So instead of Ableton opening the default live set, this is what I can be coming home to. Like, this is what I can be getting when I open my Ableton. So that is possible by saving the live set as the default set. So when you open, this is what you're getting instead of the one that has MIDI channels, etc. And this last option is for exporting audio and video. See you in the next.